Dwayne, listen, everyone knows I'm the last person who needs to be given advice, but if you let it ride this week, you'll be worse off than last week.
Ah, hell, Paul Wayne, just because last week Don threatened he was going to take fingers doesn't mean it's going to happen again.
My mom's dating a guy named Don.
Nobody asked, Bryson. Anyways, Paul Wayne, I promise I'd play his niece's wedding and his granddaughter's bat mitzvah to square things away.
Bat mitzvah? Christ, do those bats get to you too?
No. The bat problem got squared away when old Tyrential and his squad of deacons summoned the spirit of Meatloaf and led the bats out of town like a bat out of hell.
It didn't happen, did it?
No, sir, it did not. Those bats are still very much a problem.
Boys, how we doing today? How's my favorite tag team champions of the world doing this afternoon?
Well, we've been better, Bruce. I'm down to my last Dinty Moore stew fried pie, and my partner here hit it big betting the under on the Tate game last week and is trying to let it ride for the boat game.
Look, this is a rivalry game, Paul Wayne. You know dang well it's going to be a slugfest all night. With RD being as stout as it is and Boat having all their talent, there's just no way the under doesn't hit this week. I got a good feeling about this one, boys.
Be that as it may, this is the damn boat game, Dwayne. What are you going to do, cheer for the Tuggers when they get a stop? Snap out of it.
Look. I hate Boat as much as the next dude. But if they're playing good ball, I'm not going to ignore it.
I ought to burn your letter jacket for saying that.
I'd like to see you try. I already pawned it.
Jeez, will you two just shut the hell up already? Watching you two bicker is like watching chimps at the Paultom Zoo throw doo-doo at the giraffe. It's entertaining for a minute, but then just gets messy as hell. Dwayne, so help me God. If you let this bet ride, I will block you from the announcer's booth myself. I will stand up in front of it, and you ain't getting through me. I can't have one of our own commentators be cheering on the other team. Hell, I'll put Braden in the booth if I have to.
Fine. You want to cut? We can split the winnings. I'm telling you, Bruce, this is a sure thing.
The only sure thing is you being fired if you let that bet ride. How about them apples?
All right. Fine. I'll make some calls.
Good. I need you two sharp for this weekend. This is our biggest night of the year. Everyone's going to be tuning in for the boat game. Do not embarrass us.
We won't let you down, Bruce. That's a Paultom promise.
You better not. The ears of Paultom are upon you, fellas. Don't ever forget that.
You come up with that all by yourself, Bruce?
Now shut up. Bertram, start the show.
Hello. David Harleyson of the Paultom Parks and Recreation Department here again. Our latest attempt to remove the bats from our fair Paultom has not gone exactly to plan. As most of you know by now, it appears they've congregated inside the Dairy Queen on Elm and have made it what can only be described as their headquarters. So that belongs to them now, as does most of Elm Street. All attempts to retake the land has only resulted in further casualties, and I'm tired of burying my friends. In the coming days, I will sit down with their leader and discuss terms for a truce. We must learn to coexist, or they will take it all. Also, this weekend's 5K run will still go ahead as scheduled, but with the route that avoids the bats. See y'all out there. Go Pines!
It's time for the best sports talk show in W.H. Nelson County, QWIL, the QWIL.
Good afternoon, Pine Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne here on QWIL, the QWIL. I am Dwayne Applebottom, and next to me is my ride or die, my bridge over troubled water, the best man at 2 of my 4 weddings, Mr. Paul Wayne T.
Howdy, folks. It's a great day to be a porcupine, ain't it, Dwayne?
You bet you're behind it is, because as of today, your Porcupines are 8-1 and are one very big game away from being district champions. Now, Paul Wayne, if the prospect of being a district champion doesn't dill your pickle, I don't know what will.
I know that's right, Dwayne. It all comes down to the boat game this year. I mean, you couldn't script it better.
You really can't. You really can't script it better. Now, we're going to get into this year's Battle of Boats soon enough, but before we do, we need to talk about last week's game against Tate.
Whew. Do we ever? You know, my doctor told me I needed to take it easy on my heart after my last heart attack, but last Friday, my ticker was pumping harder than a pump jack in Odessa. You know, what a nail-biter.
Yeah, this was a trap game through and through. And for those who missed it, our boys were on the road at Tate, playing a Tate team that up until this point had not won a game this season. I mean, on paper, this should have been an easy win.
Yeah, hard to tell if our boys were caught sleeping or if Tate was just that good, but it ended up coming down to the wire with the Porcupines pulling off a last-minute touchdown to win 14-10.
You know, looking back on it, Paul Wayne, I have a feeling that it wasn't so much Tate's talent that hampered us as much as it was their actual T-bones. Because the whole team ate at Tate's T-Bone Steakhouse before the game and damn near closed the place. Now, I'm all for good grub before a game, but that seemed like an aggressive choice for Coach Strong to make as the pregame meal.
Agreed, Dwayne. And look, folks, I'm no stranger to excess. Hell, I polished off 2 ribeyes there myself. But our boys tore into those steaks like a pack of starved dogs, and the coaches just went along with it. You can't go and play at your full potential if you've got the meat sweats. Believe me, I've tried.
Yeah, agreed. And it's 20/20 hindsight at this point. And, I mean, if we'd lost, I'd probably be making a bigger deal about it. But I think it's safe to say that Coach Strong should probably go with something healthier as a pregame meal this week. Maybe, I don't know, something like fried chicken or something like that.
Yeah, agreed. Those boys will need some lighter fare if they want to beat Boat.
Now, what I will say is that the Tate High School meat judging team is probably going to win state this year if the beef that we had was any indicator of their skill. I mean, they've got a great program over there, and our team is usually lucky to even be in the same meat locker as them, much less compete with them. So the meat that they put down in front of us in that restaurant was choice.
Yeah, you ain't kidding there, Dwayne. What Tate lacks on the football field, they make up for it with their ag program. The beef was perfect and exactly how I like my women. Corn-fed with a nice fat ratio.
Ooh, yeah, you ain't lying there. That beef was tender, it was flavorful, and exactly the kind of meat that you want to eat if you wanted to take a 4-hour nap after, right? Which kind of felt like what our offense did for most of the game.
Yeah, agreed. The offense just couldn't seem to get it together for most of the game. Rod Gonzalez was slow on his reads. #Johnson couldn't find any running lanes. And the wideouts might as well have been inflatables at a car dealership with the way they were standing out there flailing their arms all night. Just totally out of sorts across the board, and I blame the meat, Dwayne. Just ain't no other explanation.
Yeah, that's definitely the leading hypothesis in my mind as well. And, I mean, you really don't have to look any further than our dadgum moment of the game, which, of course, came at the beginning of the second quarter when not one but the entire offensive line collectively got into a puking spell and threw up about half a side of beef collectively.
Yeah, now, we were going to pull the audio from our broadcast, but seeing that actually got Dwayne and I sick up in the booth, we don't have anything to share. But our friends at QWIL Deportes managed to keep going through that whole debacle, so here's their call of the dadgum moment of the week.
Dios mío, la línea ofensiva está vomitando en el campo. Todo el mundo corre como si los murciélagos hubiera vuelto. Rod González acaba de atravesar cantantes del coro de T-Bone. Alguien piensa en los niños. Alguien no pensará en los niños. Esto no es bueno. Creo que me voy a vomitar.
Sí.
¡Cállate, Bernardo! Dios mío, los niños. ¡Los niños!
Now, while that group upchuck stalled our boys in purple and brown, it also stalled Tate's offense too, as their whole team was afraid to go past their 40-yard line on account of that newly formed puke trench. Hell, neither team seemed to want to wade through it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, thank God for that heads-up play by Peyton Hurst towards the end of the game, who snagged a tip ball at the line and ran it in for a 40-yard touchdown. That footwork that he's been working on in theater has been paying off, and it paid off big time in this case because he just pranced through that puke like he was in Swan Lake. I mean, it was the most graceful run you ever did see.
Yeah, and to further prove my theory on meat being the culprit of our performance, I did notice that old Pay Dirt ate exclusively from the baked potato bar at the steakhouse.
Yeah, I guess old Chad Nabbit has him slimming down for that lead role in the musical, and thank God, because not only was he out there giving it his all in the first half, he also caught a rare deep ball from Gonzalez in the fourth to give us that go-ahead score to finish the T-Bones off. Without Pay Dirt, the T-Bones would have turned us into porcupine skirt states for sure.
Yeah, I got to say, Dwayne, seeing the boys play like this the week before the Boat game has got my stomach in knots. And not in the I just ate 2 porterhouses and a side of onion rings kind of way.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, partner. So why don't we do this? Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll open up the Catfish O'Holy's Opine line to see if anyone else is feeling the same way. So y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Tate's T-Bones. Come on down to the largest steakhouse in W.H. Nelson County. Get your T-bones, ribeyes, strips, bone-in fillets, bone-out fillets, and our rib-tickling tiplets. So tickling and tantalizing they'll leave you tongue-tied and twisted. No better way to leave that Tate taste in your mouth. Nowhere else could you get 9 of your friends to help you attempt to take on our 720-ounce challenge where 10 people take on 10 72-ounce sticks for a chance at 90% off your bill. Alcohol not included. Let me have some steak! Let me have some steak! Let me have some steak! Tate's T-Bones!
And now the Catfish O'Holy's Opine Line on QWIL, the QWIL.
Welcome back to the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne. If you are just joining us, we've been recapping the Porcupines' lackluster showing up at T-Bone Pickens Stadium in Tate last week. And now we're going to be opening up the Catfish O'Holy's Opine Line, and we want to hear what y'all have to say about last week's game and the Battle of Boat next week.
All right, Belt, who's got the first opine?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
It's Brett. And first up is Loretta from Paultom.
All right. Loretta from Paultom City, what's your opine?
Well, I'll tell you boys right now, it wasn't the meat that was spoiling our offense's performance on Friday night. It was that hussy Dakota Qdoba.
Ooh, okay, get back, Loretta. Now, we're not usually in the business of slandering folks on air here.
Yeah, unless they really deserve it.
Right. So if you're going to be making wild accusations like that, you better have the facts to back it up there, Missy. So what's old Dakota Qdoba got to do with this?
You may know that I run Loretta's Lipstick Lounge and Beauty Shop down off Main and Fifth. And, well, little bird told me that old Dakota has been running around on her beau, Rod Gonzalez, with none other than his best friend, Sax Maholton.
Wow. Whoa.
And rumor has it that Sheriff Dinkins' kid caught them necking down by the water treatment plant on Thursday before the game. There's a reason Gonzalez didn't throw to Sax the whole game. Fight. Plain and simple. Boys, this Qdoba girl might as well be called Yoko because she is tearing this team apart.
Wow.
Geez, this kind of giving me flashbacks when half the team got mono in 99 from Susie Loot Slips Lugenhauser. I'm not here to slut shame anyone, Dwayne, but these kids got to keep it in their pants until the season's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul Wayne. I mean, this is really where I'm a big proponent of abstinence education. It can wait, guys. State only comes around once a year. You can go necking at the water treatment plant almost every night of the year except, for whenever they clean out the doo-doo tanks in the spring. But just zip it up, Stay focused on the prize, which is that state ring, and then go get your little booger, boys. Jeez.
Yeah, thanks for the tip, Loretta. Brot, who's next?
Next is Quentin from Paultom.
All right. Quentin from Paultom. What's your opine?
Hey, y'all, my name's Quentin Qdoba. I'm Dakota's father.
Uh-oh. This is going to get ugly.
No, I ain't calling to start no trouble. I'm just calling to confirm what Loretta said. The love triangle is real, and it's a serious distraction to the team. I'm just mad I didn't catch Dakota sooner and put an end to all of it before the Tate game.
Hey, don't blame yourself, Quentin. Love finds a way, as they say. Isn't that right, Paul Wayne?
Yeah.
I guess I had blinders on because I was just so excited that I had not one but two star players visiting the house all the time. I was just excited to talk ball with them when they would stop by, but I didn't think twice about Dakota taking them up to her room. She told me she was tutoring the guys, and of course, I'm not going to stop the boys trying to get good grades.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, but Lordy mercy, it turns out they were just going through rubbers like a pit crew at Daytona. Yeah, I had the whole house smelling like a Goodyear factory. And one day it would be Rod, the next day it'd be Sax. It was like clockwork.
Hey, at least they're playing safe.
Yeah, guess so. But naturally, we tried to end it between them, but it did not go good. Hell, my wife and I have been trying to keep Dakota locked in the house for the last few weeks, but God, that girl just keeps sneaking out. We tried everything, locking the doors, caulking the windows, even installed motion detectors in the house, and she's still managing to get out.
Wow.
Yeah, she's either a ghost or she's got her own network of tunnels under the house. I don't know.
Kind of like her very own Ho Chi Minh Trail with the emphasis on the ho part.
Yeah, okay. Something like that, I guess. Regardless, I've had to break up Rob Gonzalez and Sax McHolton from fighting in my front lawn twice now. They both showed up holding them boom boxes over their head, trying to get Dakota's attention. I had to spray them away with the garden hose.
Wow.
Yeah, it just ain't right, that they have to be torn up over this. It's not right they're torn up over my daughter, especially before the boat game.
Yeah, those boys need to get their heads on straight, I think. We need them thinking about how to beat the Tuggers, not how to get a Tug job.
Yeah, Mr. Qdoba, Sheriff Dinkin happens to be good friends of mine. I'll make some calls and see if we can set up a perimeter around your house to keep those boys away and your daughter on the premises. Because, we can't take any chances before this game.
Oh, 100%. Well, I would sure appreciate that, Paul Wayne. I've got a contractor coming out putting bars on the window just in case, but we'll take any help that we can get.
Now, Quentin, assuming Rod and Sachs get this feud settled this week, I got to know, what's your prediction for this week's game?
Oh, hell, I hope they can get this figured out because if this offense is running on all cylinders, I don't see why we couldn't put up 35 on Boat. Pines 35, Tuggers 14. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Go Pines, sink Boat.
All right.
Go Pines, sink Boat.
Yes, sir. Man, I hate to hear that there's trouble in the ranks over there, with especially with it being girl troubles, but, seems like that's just kind of the Paultom way. Isn't that right, Paul Wayne?
Yeah. This sounds like those boys are just getting a taste of what lies after high school. Nothing but necking down at the water treatment plant and paying the price for it with a nasty separation. Tale as old as time, as far as I say.
Indeed. Time is a flatter circle than a prophylactic, compadre. All right. Looks like we got time for one more caller. Barn, who's that going to be?
It's Brett, and the next on the line is Carl from Paultom.
All right. Carl from Paultom, what's your opine?
Well, boys, it's this caller's opine that the boys from Boat are going to get their drain plugs pulled this Friday night because they ain't got an answer for old hashtag Johnson and Pay Dirt Hearst. We're going to run roughshod over them, by God. And also, I won't take this opportunity to call out my cousin Ray Nathan over there in Boat. I done bet a log of skull and a $2 scratch-off and a 2-liter of RC Cola that Boat won't even put up 2 touchdowns on us. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Pines. Go Pines and sink Boat, by God.
Go Pines and sink Boat, indeed. Now, that's the kind of fire I like to hear, Dwayne.
Hell yes, Paul Wayne. We're over here moping around about a loss when it's the week of the Battle of Boat, by God. I mean, we got to get our minds right. Carl, thank you for that wake-up call. You have just won our Caller of the Week. So you hang on the line. You just won yourself a free Push Huppy combo from Catfish O'Holy's and a brand new Paultom Consolidated Polo courtesy of the Paultom Consolidated Booster Club.
That polo coming 6X?
Goodness, Carl. We'll have to check.
Sounds good, boys. Go Pines.
Might as well send a tarp.
All right, that'll do it for the Opine line. We're going to pause for a minute, and when we come back, we'll be previewing the main event this week, Battle of Boats. So y'all stick with us. We'll be right back. Where's the best place in town for fun, friends, and fried food? Why, Catfish O'Holy's, of course. We're still proudly feeding Paultom City every game day, and we're not stopping, because we got chicken now. Due to citations from the Texas Department of Health, we can no longer slaughter animals in-house, but don't you worry, because we moved all our tables outside, which means more room for you and the kids to dine in style, the Catfish O'Holy's way. And we're also proud to announce that we're now serving quail. For $30, you can head onto our back lot and rustle up a covey of Bob Whites on your own. Once you're done, bring them on into Chef Lee Wayne and he'll cook them to order. Plus, if you find any buckshot in your bird, you get to keep it. That's a souvenir to pass down from generation to generation. So what are you waiting for? Load up the 12 gauge and bring the family on down to Catfish O'Holy's, right off Loop 12 by the water treatment plant. Catfish O'Holy's, we got chicken now. And quail.
Now back to Paultom City's dynamic duo, Dwayne and Paul Wayne.
Welcome back to the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne, folks. Now, I know it goes without saying, but I'm going to hammer it home all the same. It's rivalry week, y'all. The Battle of Boat is upon us, and the stakes couldn't be higher this year.
That's right, Dwayne. We're playing for a district championship, Old Rusty, the Golden Showerhead, and the memory of Gomer 5. If that doesn't put butterflies in your stomachs, then you're not a Paultomite.
You got that right, compadre. Safe to say all our eggs are in this basket, and we're ready to make a big boat omelet with it this weekend whenever our boys head over to the marina. So for any listeners who may not be familiar with the rivalry, I want to go through this a little bit. I think it's worth going over the history of this matchup because it's one of the oldest in Texas high school football, believe it or not. Paultom City and Boat have played each other almost every season going back to 1907.
Yeah, that's right. They only missed 3 years through that whole time. In 1918, when all the men in the towns went off to fight in World War I. In 1942, when all the men in the towns went off to fight in World War II. And in 1956, when all the residents from both towns went to go see Elvis at the Munnsville Coliseum.
Now, up until 1938, this game was played at the Pantalone Springs Health Spa and Athletic Club, which we all know now as the Pantalone Springs Resorts. Seeing that Pantalone Springs was in between both towns, it made it the perfect neutral site.
Agreed.
The winners also got to use the Pantalone Springs mineral bath and shower facility after the game, which is what led to the golden shower head being chosen as that trophy for the game.
Ah, yes, old Rusty. I'm lucky to have held it twice in my playing days. You know, once you touch that golden shower head, you're touching history. Something like that just really sticks with you, Dwayne.
Too true, compadre, too true. You know, we're both lucky to say that we've held old Rusty because a lot of the Porcupines of late haven't had that luxury. They haven't touched the golden shower in, 8 years?
Yeah, it's a damn shame. You know, what's the overall record for the series again?
I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it splits 68-42 in favor of Boat. Now, I will note that does include ties, which, might as well be losses in my opinion, but we're going to make a dent in it this year, partner.
Yeah, this town is thirsting for those golden showers again. This is the year, Dwayne. I can just feel the history about to rain down on Paultom.
Well, I'll tell you who's trying like hell to take the wind out of our sails.
Who's that?
Old Shane Peartop.
Ugh. What's that hollering hoe cake up to now?
Well, a little bird happened to send me a clip of that dumb internet radio show he does, the Foghorn with Shane. And, well, it made the hair on the back of my neck stand up, Paul Wayne.
Bran, play that clip.
Hell, if the Porcupines could barely beat Tate, they might as well just forfeit. They need to just take the L and save them the damn embarrassment, am I right? Look, we're going to whoop them so bad, their grandkids is going to be feeling it 20 years down the road, and that's a guarantee. I know that they think their boys are playing for that damn porcupine of theirs that was stolen, allegedly. What was his name? Gomez? Goober? I don't know. Whatever the hell it is, that thing probably just ran away because it didn't want to be associated with that doo-doo shoe of a program. I hope all y'all in the Tugger Armada like golden showers because old Rusty ain't going nowhere this year. My prediction, Boat 49, Paultom City 3. And that's a generous 3, too. All right. Time to open up the captain's log and get y'all's thoughts on the game. Why don't y'all give us a call, say ahoy, and give us your prediction for the score. Oh, looks like we got our first caller. Ahoy, caller. What you think the score's gonna be?
Am I on?
Wait, was that Ron Dane?
Yeah, I think he was calling in to talk trash, but I couldn't bear to listen to the whole thing, so I turned it off.
Yeah, I really don't blame you there.
Now, folks, if hearing that doesn't make you madder than a fire ant bed getting hit with a garden hose, then you got something wrong with you. I mean, Paul Wayne, I'm white-knuckling over here.
Yeah, aside from him besmirching Gomer's name, he's totally overlooking the rest of the season we had. I mean, these boys have put the hurt on folks before, and we'll do it again. Pear-topped be damned.
Yeah, I'm going to come out right now and say this. Pear-top, if y'all lose, I'm going to take old Rusty and whoop the ever-loving snot out of you, big boy. You just wait.
Yeah, them's fighting words, Pear-top. Talking about the game is one thing. Calling our porcupine goober is quite another.
Bruce is saying you guys can't threaten someone on air.
Look, we were speaking metaphorically, but by God, Pear-top, if you think these Pines are going down without a fight on Friday, you and the rest of your flat-bottom brethren got another thing coming, Bubba. Damn, I need another Dr. Thunder or something. I'm starting to get the shakes, Paul Wayne.
Yeah, well, while Dwayne calms down from that, I did want to let everyone know that the annual Beat Boat Pep Rally and Bonfire will be held out at the Rodeo Arena this Thursday at 7. Per his last wishes, Red Bartleby's body will be placed in the boat at the top of the bonfire this year, and even though he couldn't be with his Pines in life, it's comforting to know his spirit will be with the team.
Yeah, it's just a shame that they had to exhume his body in order to make it happen, you know?
Yeah, I wish I had one last Reds phosphate to pour out for that old bastard. Also, due to rivalry week, all watercraft are banned from use within the city limits until after Friday.
Yeah, bank fishing only this week, folks. Let's show our solidarity for our boys. Let's just stay out of the water, okay?
Yeah, kickoff is set for 7:30 at the marina on Friday. We'll be heading the convoy behind the bus, so if y'all want to follow, just feel free.
That's right. Y'all come out, wear your finest purple and brown, and be loud because we're going to see some Friday Night Light magic this weekend, folks. I guarantee you. It really don't get any better than this. This is what football is all about. Putting all of your energy, all of your heart, and all of your soul into a game played by teenagers. I mean, If that ain't the way life's supposed to be, well, then just shoot me, Paul Wayne.
Shoot me too while you're at it. Football is everything, folks.
Yes, it is indeed. So, folks, that is going to do it for us today. We will see y'all at the marina. As always, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Paul Wayne.
Go Pines and sink boat.
The official broadcast partner of Paultom City Consolidated Athletics, QWIL, the QWIL.